Hey folks, welcome. I hope you're doing okay today. So I'm going to go live shortly with my friend and all-round creative practitioner Angharad. You can find her at Create Space Yoga Sound. And we're going to have a 15-minute conversation about the art of sound healing. Angharad is joining us at Llanberis Retreats next weekend for our first retreat. But we've already done some collaborations together, including yoga and sound bath evenings. And throughout the year in Llanberis, we're going to be running those. And I'm also hoping to get her over to Manchester as well at some point. So stick around for the next 15 minutes or so, and we will share with you insights and thoughts and just Angharad's approach and just some ways in which we collaborate together as well. So I'm just going to let her in. So do stick around. Go get yourself a cup of tea. Okay. Just waiting for her to join the conversation. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Let me know how you are. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Here she comes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. It just started absolutely torrential downpour rain here.
We've had a bit of that here this morning as well, but it seems to be clearing up now, so that's quite...
It's such a turbulent time of year, isn't it, weather-wise?
Yeah, definitely, and it makes all the difference when the sun shines.
Yeah, absolutely. So this morning I woke up and the sun was shining and I thought, oh, I could do this conversation outside. And then now it's absolutely hoofing it down. Okay, so we will try and get this kind of little bit snappily done so that we can kind of run through some of the questions and just give people a bit of a sense of what you're doing, the work that we're doing together, and just kind of an overview really of your methods in terms of sound bath, sound healing approach. So the first question, what is a sound bath?
Okay, so a sound bath is basically where you come to a yoga studio or wherever you're going to have your sound bath. I have done it outside before, so it can be done outside, which is really beautiful as well. You lie down in the most comfortable position you can get yourself in. I guide you through a little meditation just to get started, and then I play lots of different instruments at that resonate at different frequencies to bring you into a relaxed state so that you can your body can do some healing. And you can just get into that nice, deep meditative state, which is really good for your brain, really good for your body, and allows you to have the best healing outcomes as well. So that is, in a nutshell, a sound bath. More questions?
Yeah, so I was just thinking about the frequency part. What do you mean by different frequencies?
So we all resonate at different frequencies. Everything in the universe resonates at a frequency, and the instruments that I play resonate at different frequencies, different notes, different frequencies. And those different frequencies can have different effects on the body. So for example, a certain frequency might bring you into more of a relaxed state, a brainwave state. So we have lots of different brainwave states. So for example, our sleep brainwave state, which is, so I just have to look, delta. So that's a sort of like, that's the deepest sort of dream-like brainwave state. And then we also have theta, which is more of an REM, it's a more of a dream brainwave state. And then your waking states are alpha, beta, and gamma. And in those different brainwave states, you have different levels of like alertness and consciousness. But if you can get yourself if your brainwave can get into a state of kind of relaxation, which would be alpha theta, that is an optimum level for brainwave state for sort of regeneration and healing. And what we can do with sound healing instruments is create a frequency that can sort of entrain your brainwave into that kind of same frequency. So it's sort of like a hypnotic way of entraining your brainwave state into one of meditation, basically, so that your body can get into that state of relaxation, which, as I just said, is optimal for healing.
And like people go away feeling transformed, don't they, when they come to?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah,
like energetically, emotionally, mentally. It seems like when people, I mean, my experience of sound baths in the past have been kind of maybe more exclusively gongs or exclusively singing bowls. But what you do is you fuse different instruments. You have got a gong and a drum, and you do have singing bowls. But I think what was most kind of, I guess, like creative and really, I was just really inspired by the amount, the complexity with the sound bath that you're offering. So that, like you say, you have those different frequencies, but you're working with voice.
Yeah.
You're working with field recordings. You have a drum, you play the flute, you play a synth. Like you're a very talented musician. Like you're offering an experience that for me is kind of way beyond anything else I've experienced in a sound bath before. So it doesn't surprise me that, you know, when we collaborated in March, that people were just really blown away by that experience, and the kind of healing benefits of, like you say, that transformation of the shift in energy, or the shifting, the letting go. Have you always been musically gifted?
I don't think I'm musically gifted. I really like music, and I used to play the piano and tenor horn when I was a kid, and so I have had a bit of music training, which has helped me in terms of putting together sort of sound baths where the notes generally fit together when I play the instruments. So, for example, the gong behind me is roughly an A note, so I do tend to do something in the A scale when I'm working with that gong, so it kind of blends in together rather than playing something that is off, because I think we sort of notice that kind of thing, and it might kind of bring about a feeling of unease or disharmony, which sometimes can be quite a good thing to do a little bit in sound healing, to bring a little bit of discord into it, to kind of maybe sort of to encourage working with like more of a darkness that might be in there, or like maybe do a bit of sort of shadow work sort of thing, and then kind of bring it back into more of a positive sounding note where there's more harmony, if that sort of makes sense. But yeah, with my sound baths, I like to create like a soundscape, rather than just play one instrument working with one frequency and then going over to another, which I do sometimes do, but I like it to be more of I like things to kind of blend together a bit better to create a soundscape, which is why I also use sort of like sounds from nature. Sometimes I might bring birdsong into it, because I think birdsong is really beautiful as well, and kind of would possibly connect one to nature in that sound bath. And then other things like I might go to a certain area and record birds and my footsteps, maybe a little bit of whistling or something like that, and I might bring that into it, because I think sometimes it can make it a bit more atmospheric. So I'm sort of trying to evoke a lot of different sort of emotions, maybe, and memories and things like that in my sound bath, rather than just kind of working on that trying to get that brainwave state into relaxation, which I am also trying to do. But yeah, it's because I think nature is really, really important to me, and getting people connected back to nature is also one of my sort of goals, I guess, which is why I use some of those field recordings in some of my sound baths.
Yeah, and I think nature is like the all-round kind of comforting thing that we can all connect to. You know, when we spend time in nature, it automatically soothes and calms the nervous system. So I think it's really beautiful that you're able to fuse that into a session. And I really like the word soundscape. I love that term. It feels like it's more of a narrative. There's more of a kind of journey within that soundscape, and through vibration and through different pitch and tone, you can feel it in your body, can't you? That soundscape resonates in certain parts of your body. So like a deeper low sound, you might feel that more in your in your kind of navel or core. Go on, let you talk that through.
About sort of music and how a song might evoke a certain feeling or memory or something like that. I mean, it's the same with sort of sound frequencies basically. So I think I try to pull a little bit of that in, but without making it too musical, because it's not music, it's a sound bath, and it is kind of about meditation as well. So lots of my sound baths are quite gentle. There's no kind of crazy poof that would shock someone, because you kind of don't really want to keep everybody quite calm so that they can sort of really go inwards and explore themselves.
Yeah, because I think some people really struggle with those it's almost like a shock wave, isn't it, of the loud gong. I know some people really enjoy that, but other people kind of get really quite scared when those loud gongs are kind of being kind of shock waved around the room.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay if it's being built up really slowly and gradually, and then there is sort of like a crescendo, there's a sort of like, but if it's kind of like a doof, like, you know, I think you need to be quite careful to keep it fairly sort of seamless, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So in terms of like the structure of a session, so when we're working together, there's an hour of yoga and then followed by an hour sound bath. What do you think the benefits are of doing yoga before moving into a sound bath?
Well, I think that with yoga, you're sort of getting your body moving, and you're doing that movement medicine basically, and then I think sound perfectly complements it afterwards, because you're ready to relax. Your nervous system has been sort of given a good bit of exercise, and you're ready to relax and just relax the nervous system as well. So I think it's perfect in that sense. And I think maybe doing yoga and that movement has kind of eased a lot of tension, got things moving around the body a little bit more, and so maybe your body is ready to sort of receive and kind of move any blockages around or any tensions around, and I think the sound really helps that as well.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really nice is when you're sort of working with intention, and we can interweave the intention into the yoga practice, and then kind of let that theme follow through into the rest, the meditative soundscape. And that's what we do, isn't it? We'll kind of think about a theme, and we'll bring that, the yoga practice will have that theme within. So I'll be thinking about nature and kind of seasonal change, and we'll include some sounds. And I really enjoy it when you're kind of just playing, you know, the odd sort of singing bowl, or kind of bringing in a bit of sound during the practice. And it sort of prepares people for that slightly more experiential part that they're going to be moving into.
Yeah. Well, in the last session we did together, what I did was I played two particular notes on the crystal bowls that I've got, C and a G. So that's a fifth in musical terms. And that's a really sort of grounding chord, basically. And that's one of the reasons why I played it, because I think, especially at the beginning of a yoga session or something like that, or a retreat, people come in and they're a bit like, oh, get myself ready, feeling a little bit, looking around at everybody. But it's a really nice way to calm and ground people into, yeah, this is, you're here now, this is the class, concentrate on yourself, move inwards and do the yoga.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up there, Angharad, if that's okay.
I've got a little one from nursery now as well. So
what I do want to just say is like let people know where you are based. You're in Bangor and you teach a weekly yoga and sound bath evening every Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I also do a sound bath on the first Thursday of every month as well. And sometimes the date might change. Yeah, so it's nice. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great. And you're going to be joining me a week on Friday, a week on Saturday for our next collaboration at Llanberis Retreats. And you'll be kind of dipping in throughout the weekend as well, won't you?
I will indeed, yeah. Look forward.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So you can find Angharad at Create Space Yoga Sound on Instagram. I'm going to make sure that you are credited within this chat. And then for anyone else interested in looking at what's available at Llanberis Retreats, you can head over there. I'll also put the link in that chat as well. Thanks so much for our little lunchtime chat.
No problem. Lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, lovely to talk to you, and I will touch base with you very soon.
Okay.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.